hi, I'm Ethan.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm Zack's brother.
Say, you're listening to
Hashtag no filter
with Zack Peter.
with Zack Peter.
Bitch.
Bitch.
You're listening to Hashtag No Filter with Zack Peter. That's me, your naturally platinum blonde pop culture connoisseur. I'm the reality TV junkie, self-improvement addict, and host with only the hottest tea spilled fresh weekly. For more hot takes, go and give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. I always keep it funny and I always keep it cute. And if you're like me and you want to stay up to date with the latest reality tea, give us a follow at No Filter with Zack on the Instagram, or you can always join our private Facebook group. The link is in the description below. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend to come with 4th of July this weekend. I'm a little hyped. I've had a lot of coffee. I worked out. I just got home from a long family trip. I was camping, even though if you look at my Instagram, I wasn't really camping that much. Like, it was a little more glamping, but not like full glamping. We did have like a mini cabin. So it wasn't like tent camping. Like I had a space to sleep. And then I found, of course, I had to find a resort nearby, and, we made sure to book some time at the spa, because that's how I roll. If we're going to camp, we might as well go to the spa. I found like a secret garden that had like a bar, and it was a good time. I had a lot of fun with my family. As you'll notice when we open this episode, you got to meet my brother, Ethan. For those of you who've known me for quite a while, you'll know that Ethan's been Ethan, aka Deets, has been on my Instagram stories and TikToks and stuff a lot over the past couple of months, and they'll know that he's my brother who has autism. If you know some of my previous work, you'll know that I was very involved in the autism community, did a lot of activism work for many, many years, and yeah, so for those of you that knew Ethan when he was little and followed our story, you get to see him fully grown now as a 19-year-old adult, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you for joining my family in our camping excursions, escapades. I don't know. My brain is still recovering from all the no-filter rosé I drank over the weekend, and there was lots of it. I took a lot of wine with me, and I drank all of it. There was none left by the last day. I had no more wine to drink on the final day, so we had to go to Solvang and have more wine. But if you have not done so yet, please grab some of my new Housewives Watching wine. Today I'm ready to mention it all in honor of Real Housewives of New York, which has finally returned after last week, even though I feel like we didn't really miss that much without Real Housewives of New York last week. I feel like we're good. I didn't, give me a little more time to miss you. You know what I mean? Please enjoy my Housewives Watching wine with Elix. You can get it at nofilterwine.com. It is a light, crisp, clean rosé, lightly fizzy, less than a gram of sugar, but still 12.8% alcohol. So you will get Liddy City. And I think I might do a giveaway for everyone that orders the wine and posts like a really fun housewife-esque inspired photo on Instagram. I think I'm going to launch it maybe right after the 4th of July. We'll launch the giveaway. So if you order it this week, you'll have it in time for hopefully, if you are local in LA or pay for expedited shipping, you can have them in time for the 4th of July, and you can take lots of cute little photos and send them to me. That way you can enter to win. I'm thinking of I've been talking to a couple of my partners, and I think I want to do like a full like ultimate night in giveaway where I give a bunch of goodies away for everyone that takes or for one lucky winner that takes a really good, fun photo. All right, I think I've rambled on enough today, but please order my Housewives Watching wine at nofilterwine.com. Like I said, 12.8% alcohol and less than a gram of sugar. Okay, we have a lot to break down today. We have the new Real Housewives of Potomac taglines. We have some Erika Jayne news, lots of Erika Jayne news, actually. Erika and Tom, a Real Housewives of Orange County update-ish. And then Lynn Spears. I want to talk a little bit about her because obviously everyone's talking about Free Britney and talking about the testimony. And I finally listened to it, and I am like shivering, shaking. It's crazy. So, what do we want to start? Well, I guess we can start with the Real Housewives of Orange County. Steve Lodge, who is Vicky Gunvalson's fiance, he is running for California state governor against Caitlyn Jenner. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We have Steve Lodge versus Caitlyn Jenner. Like, I don't like Gavin Newsom, who's our current California governor. We can definitely get rid of him. And you best believe I signed that recall Gavin Newsom petition. We can definitely get rid of homeboy. Like, he's done. He, wanted to run for president and tried and definitely sank that ship into the ground. But now what? We're left with Steve Lodge or Caitlyn Jenner? Like, are these really our options? I know we had Arnold Schwarzenegger as a governor prior, but really, guys, really, who else? You know who I think we probably need? Somebody like Craig from Southern Charm. I think, he would make a nice governor. He's over here with his cute little signs, saying, don't get run over, call Craig Conover. He's getting cute with it. I think he could run a fun campaign. But if we're going to have a reality star, gosh, I don't even know who I think. Let's just give it to Kris Jenner. I think Kris would be a better governor than Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know if Caitlyn Jenner is, what has she been doing for these past couple of years now that she doesn't have Keeping Up with the Kardashians? I mean, the only glimpses we've ever got of her on Keeping Up with the Kardashians is a FaceTime here and there. She wasn't even at the Kardashians reunion. What was that about? That was actually a great reunion. For what it was a good reunion. We had Andy Cohen. It was a cute little moment. Loved it. Great. Now I look forward to see what the Kardashians do on Hulu. But I guess Vicky Gunvalson probably, I feel like she should be happy now that she doesn't have housewives, because now she can be I'm a politician. My husband is the governor of California or running for governor of California. I don't know if I want her to be would we consider her the first lady of California? Is that what we do when we have a governor? I don't know. But I don't hate it. I don't know what to be fair, I have not looked into his politics. I don't know what he stands for. Neither have I really looked into Caitlyn Jenner's politics either. I don't think I can vote for Caitlyn Jenner, though. I really don't. It's such a toss up in the air. I don't even know why I'm actually considering this happening. Let's do, okay, so that's happening. He's running. So if you are in California and you want somebody to potentially vote for it, you can, vote for Steve Lodge. Whatever. Okay, so I do want to, let's talk about Potomac, because the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer has, or actually the trailer dropped a few weeks ago, but the taglines are here, everybody. We have the Real Housewives of Potomac taglines, and I have rated them, but I figured why not just rate them live? So let's listen to them, and then I'll reread them, and then I'll give my thoughts, feelings, vibes, emotions.
The secret to this pretty face is staying in the shade. If you want to pop off, I'll be happy to get you adjusted. I may keep you waiting, but trust me, I'm worth it.
Yeah.
The only thing messier than two boys is me. My blessings are many, and my patience is none. This professor doesn't just grade on the curve, she sets the curve. The grand dame can never be duplicated, imitated, or intimidated.
Get it, Karen. Okay. So let's break down these individually. So first up, we have Giselle, and Giselle Bryant, her tagline is, "The secret to this pretty face is staying in the shade," which is good. I would give that a solid, maybe an 8 out of 10. Or actually, maybe even a 9 out of 10. I think it's cute. It tags in the fact that she is really shady, but it also has the beauty aspect, because everyone says that she's really pretty, and so staying out of the sun is obviously great for your skin, which I didn't fully abide by. I tried to when I was camping, but as you can tell, my hair is even starting to yellow. There was so much sun. There was just too much sun and not enough sunblock. But I think I'll give this one a solid 9 out of 10. I thought this was a good one, a good runner-up. Then we have new girl, Mia Thornton. She comes in with, "If you want to pop off, I'll be happy to get you adjusted." And at first I was like, what is she, a fucking chiropractor? And then everyone in the DMs was like, yeah, she is a chiropractor. She owns a chiropractic business, Snap. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know her yet, okay? We haven't seen her on Potomac yet. I didn't know she does well, maybe, I feel like at some point I did reveal what she actually did when she was announced to join the show. So I'm pretty sure somebody will throw that in my face. But I forgot. I didn't realize she does chiropractic. I thought all she did was throw salads for a living and hit Candace in the face, okay? I'm sorry. Forgive me. Then we have Robin Dixon. Ugh. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the eye roll. But if you're listening to this on iTunes or Spotify or Pandora, wherever you're listening to it, I hope you heard that eye roll as I said the name Robin Dixon. Her tagline is, I may keep you waiting, but trust me, I'm worth it. Girl, nobody should ever keep you, no. Especially because she didn't keep anybody waiting. She's been waiting for Juan Dixon. Juan Dixon. No, this is a fail. This is a solid. Oh, we didn't give Mia a rating. I would give Mia maybe a 7 out of 10, only because we don't really know what she's delivering yet, and we don't really know her yet. But it was a cute, throw in the business. Robin, on the other hand, I think I'm going to give her a 2 out of 10. This is poorly executed, not very exciting, not very, the least interesting to look at. Then we have Ashley Darby, and Ashley Darby said, the only thing messier than 2 boys is me. Cute. I'd give it maybe a 7. I wouldn't say she knocked it out of the park, but it wasn't bad. She has 2 boys now. It teases that she's getting messy on the show this season, so I'm kind of here for it. I'll give you a solid 7 out of 10, Ashley Darby. Then we have Candace Dillard Bassett. Another eye roll. But her tagline is, my blessings are many and my patience is none. 6 out of 10? I think it's good. It fits Candace. It's very in line, like Robin, very in line with who she is. Cute, cheeky, not too wordy, whatever. I wasn't impressed by it, but it wasn't bad. I would give her maybe in the same category as Ashley Darby, but I also feel like it's just a little unoriginal because most people are bless, hashtag blessings. And then everyone's like, I have no patience. I have 0 patience. It's like when people say, oh, I'm no tolerance for bullshit. I sniff bullshit out a mile away. It's so overplayed. So it's 6 out of 10, Candace. Then we have Wendy, Dr. Wendy, and her 4 degrees. I was waiting for her to bring up something about having 4 degrees, but she didn't. She said, this professor doesn't just grade on the curve, she sets the curve. I thought this was cute. Yeah, cute. 8 out of 10. I thought it was good. I like Dr. Wendy. I liked her last season. I'm looking forward to what she brings this season. I don't think she's going to be slapped with that season 2, that second season fatigue or that second season bad edit. I actually think she's going to impress us this season. I have high hopes for you, Dr. Wendy, so bring it. You can teach me any day. And then finally, we have Karen Huger. The Grand Dame can never be duplicated, imitated, or intimidated. 10 out of 10. I thought this was great. And I'm not even a Karen stan. I just think it is very on brand for her. Really good. Great zingers. And I thought it was a great, that's why she closed out the opening credits, because she had the best tagline. And I think Karen really has had a full circle glow up kind of moment. And I am here for it, Karen Huger. Give it to me. Give me all of it. Real Housewives of Potomac returns July 11th on Bravo TV. That's what we watch, you guys. That's what we love and watch and are here for. Okay, before we dive into all of the Erika Jayne, Tom Girardi stuff, because there's a lot of it, and before we'll talk Jamie Lynn Spears, and then we'll get into Girardi's, but really quickly, I did promise that, because I almost spilled my wine. I may spill the tea, but I'll never spill my wine. I did promise that I would do shout outs this week for people that left reviews, and I'm very grateful for the reviews on iTunes, especially the 5-star ones, because I'm not going to be reading the 1-star ones because they're not that great. But I appreciate you, and I love you, and I appreciate you taking the time to give me a review. So let me do a quick couple of shout outs, and then we'll dive into Jamie Lynn Spears. Most recently, we got your girl Mar. Your girl Mar joins live on Instagram every Thursday when we do our Instagram lives. The time's been updated to 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern on Instagram Live at No Filter with Zack. Your girl Mars says, Zack mentions it all. How convenient. That's what I'm drinking today. Zack's podcasts are my favorite. Great guest topics and questions. The tea is always spilled on No Filter. Thanks, your girl Mar. Love you, boo. We have Linda, Yoga Girl. Zack, you're so cute. I really enjoy your podcast. Keep it up. I don't drink, but we'll check out your wine to support. I would join if you had a Patreon. Thanks. See, this is something that's come up a couple of times. I don't have a Patreon. I've never really liked to charge for my podcast, and if you'll notice, I rarely ever do like product plugs or advertisements. I mean, clearly I'm promoting my wine, but it fits the theme of the show, and it's fun. I made it for us, so that's a little different. NoFilterWine.com, selfless, shameless plug. But I don't know. I've never really thought about, I've thought about doing a Patreon. I've signed up for the Patreon account, but I've never fully executed on that. So if you want me to do it, maybe if enough people tell me to, maybe I will. Pazamp4 says that the show is a must listen. NYT New York 2C, NYTOOC, great listen. Lisa or Lil Sal 42 says, fabulous podcast, love, love, love. Thanks for the hard work you put in to entertain us. You would love you and Ryan Bailey to make more shows together. I love Ryan Bailey. I would love to do more stuff with Ryan Bailey. New York 2C, great listen, fast moving. Although you can't believe Erika Jayne would ever tell the truth in a tell-all. I don't know, girl. We have to wait and see. I think I'm still going to spend that money on that Erika Jayne book because I know there's going to be something juicy in there. Thank you, Rachie Rocks, the Count Jean-Luc, Robinson 862. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate you leaving reviews. You are truly all too kind, and I cannot wait to spill more tea with you guys as the weeks continue to unfold. Next week, we have on Girl Gangs, and we have on Oh No Bravo. I have Amy Phillips that's going to be coming on the show soon. More Bravo Lebs to come. Lots of good stuff. All right, let's do Britney Spears. So as we know, the testimony came out in court. Everyone is like, yes, free Britney. I've admitted it on this show, and I think I did on the last Instagram Live, that I was very much like, oh, well, if she's under conservatorship, we all remember her shaving her head. Like, of course she needs it. And now I'm like, ooh, holy guacamole. Like, I was actually wrong. Like, now that I realize, like, this really has been an abuse of power, and I am really in support of Britney now. Now I am very, like, hashtag let's free Britney. Well, I think it's a lot more than a hashtag. I don't know what we can do. If somebody wants to enlighten me, please do. But we will continue to support Britney and hopefully help her find that freedom that she deserves. I mean, if you listen to the testimony, I found it on YouTube, it really will, like, just make your stomach churn. It's so just heartbreaking to know that this woman really has absolutely no freedom. You think, oh, well, it's her dad. Of course he's going to have her best interest. Of course she wouldn't still be locked in a conservatorship if she didn't need it. Oh, she's been drugged up for so many years on all these meds. Could she even live life on her own? You look at her Instagram and she looks so out of it. Is it even possible for this woman to make her own decisions? But when you look at some of the footage from her doing her choreography, when you actually listen to what she says in the testimony, the fact that she talks about how her dad used to get off on like her, he used to get off on like her crying to him. I mean, obviously, you know, that's hearsay and that's her own interpretation of things. But at the same time, it's also like, but why haven't you let her out of this conservatorship? Why don't you give her freedom and flexibility to live her life? So then you start to kind of believe that narrative because you're like, well, there's nothing that's being proposed that tells me otherwise. So maybe you really are this power-hungry person that's getting off on controlling your daughter. And she even said it in her testimony that she believes that he gets off on that, and he gets off on the fact that she's such a big, influential, powerful celebrity, and he gets to check her. And now it's like, who gonna check me, boo? Britney gonna check you, boo. And she's gonna get out of this conservatorship because we are here to support her. Okay? Snap, snap, boom. Another person that's claiming to support her is her sister, Lynn Spears. Everybody remembers Lynn Spears, not only as Britney Spears' sister. Apparently, she's on a show on Netflix right now. I don't remember which one. Oh, I think it's Steel Magnolia. She has like a small role in it. I didn't even realize Lynn Spears was acting again. I thought she was still like a teen mom. I thought she was still 16 and pregnant. But she's not 16 and pregnant anymore. She has like a full-grown child or daughter that's, I believe, now like a teenager or a preteen. But she used to do Zoe 101, and I used to love Zoe 101. And I'm still kind of secretly hoping for a Zoe 101 reboot just because I love this show. But now, here we are, and everyone's like dragging Lynn Spears, and Lynn Spears is pulling a Khloe Kardashian. So she went on her Instagram stories and was basically like, I love my sister. My sister's amazing. You know, beautiful angel baby diamond in the sky. I love Britney. She's awesome. She's my big sister. Of course, I love her. If she like wants to have babies in the forest, then like I'll support her going off and running off and having babies in the forest. And everyone's like, why are you talking about babies in the forest? Like, why is Britney going to the forest? Like, maybe she does need the conservatorship. Why is she going to the forest? And then she's like, you know, I'm here to support her and everything she does because I love her and I'm her sister at the end of the day. And like, that's just what it is. I'm her sister and I love her. And she like kept... We're all kind of like, we fucking get it. You're her sister. But she basically said that she supports Britney and that she's had numerous private conversations with Britney claiming to tell her that she should get new legal counsel and that she should, you know, if leaving the conservatorship would make her happy, then she should do it. And everyone's like, really, Lynn? Like, we haven't heard from you in forever, and now you want to speak? Now you want to come up just because what your family's getting dragged? And Britney says she wants to sue you. And then Lynn Spears was like, well, why are you going to sue me, boo? I make my own money. I pay my own bills. I've paid my own bills since I was like 10 years old. And I was like, okay, calm down, honey boo boo. Like, let's take it back a second and remember that it's not all about you. It is about your sister, Britney. And I guess, and the points people are making are very valid. Like, why are you just now speaking out? Like, if you really knew how bad the situation was and you really did want to support Britney, why didn't you help her file? Why didn't you, like, I know at one point she was added onto the conservatorship or as like a sub something, but like, I don't know. Why didn't you speak out sooner is really kind of the sentiment everyone seems to be having. I mean, I'm glad that she's speaking out now. I'm glad that she's speaking out against her dad and in support of her sister. I guess it wasn't really against her dad, but it was in support of her sister. I would like to see her speak out against her father because it seems like Britney has a very contentious relationship with her father. And then the mom, we've seen her out in paparazzi pictures, and according to sources, she's like, so, you know, she's so distraught, and the dad's like, I miss my daughter. And it's like, okay, like, what a cute, like, little roundabout here, circle jerk that we're all trying to do here. But, like, where the fuck were all of you when Britney was crying to, like, be set free from this conservatorship? That's really the question we all have. I'm glad that Lynn Spears is speaking out. A lot of people shared her video on their Instagram accounts. And then Lynn Spears was like, hold up, wait a minute. No, you cannot share my video because it's not copyright infringement, but it's like a digital creator something where you're like not allowed to share it. Even if you give credit, like you're not allowed to reshare or repost it. And she's clocking that in and saying, no, you're not allowed to repost my video. You're going to get flagged and you're going to get a mark on your Instagram account. So I'm glad I didn't reshare that video because like I would have gotten flagged like MJ and I would have been locked in Instagram jail. Why would you want to hide your message if you really were such a great sister and really in support of Britney? Big questions, Lynn Spears. Big questions we all have for the Spears family. All right, let's talk about Erika Jayne. Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi back at it again with the scandals. Back at it again with the scandals. So there was an article on Screen Rant. I haven't been able to confirm the details, so let me preface it by saying that, but it did cause a bit of a stir on the Instagram. Erika Jayne is reportedly considering or in preparation to testify against Tom Girardi in court. What does this mean? What can she actually say? I thought she didn't know anything. Yes, I know all the questions on top of your head right now. Let's break them all down. First of all, she's his wife. She's not allowed to testify, right? Because of spousal privilege. Well, yes and no. My understanding of spousal privilege is that it gives you the option to not have to testify. You can't be subpoenaed and pulled into court again, correct me if I'm wrong, because that's what you guys love to do in the comments. But my understanding is she has the opportunity to not testify against him because she is technically his spouse. And you do have spousal privilege, which prevents you from having to do it, from being forced to do it. Now, on the other hand, she has filed for a separation. She has filed for divorce, or she's filed for divorce and they are legally separated. So I don't know if spousal privilege still upholds because she did file for divorce and they are legally separated. There may be a little loophole there. But at the same time, my understanding of spousal privilege is that it just gives you the option to not have to, but you still have the option to be able to testify, from my understanding. I'll have a couple of legal experts that are coming on the show in the next couple of weeks that I will ask them more about that on, and we'll see. But my understanding of spousal privilege is it gives you the option to opt out. Will she actually do it? I don't know. And what does that mean? I don't know. A lot of people on Instagram were like, oh, she's not loyal. He gave her this life, and here she is turning her back on him, and she's a monster, and F her, and see her next Tuesday. And I'm like, whoa, isn't this a good thing? Like, she's testifying against the man that actually committed the crimes. Like, this is actually helping the case against Tom Girardi and could potentially help the victims, right? I was like, oh, well, yeah, she's probably doing this to save herself. But at the same time, yeah, isn't this a good thing? Like, I don't understand why everyone wants to hate Erika. Like, I get it. She's no saint. I'm not saying that she's a saint, but at the same time, I'm also just like, but this is her showing an act of good faith. Like, if she didn't testify, everybody was like, oh, see, she knew something and she's just trying to keep it a secret and she's protecting him. She's got his back. She's protecting him. And now here she is testifying, or possibly testifying, and everybody's like, oh, she's not loyal. He gave her that lifestyle. He gave her that lifestyle on blood money, and you were pissed about it last week that she was living off of blood money. And now you're mad that she's being disloyal to him for, like, what the fuck? Like, I can't keep up with the court of public opinion sometimes. I love you guys, but like sometimes it's really hard for me to keep up with the swaying opinions, because it's almost like we're just looking for every single reason to like hate Erika and like, oh, Erika wore red today. That must signify that she, is proud of the blood money that she has. And it's like, what? Like, sometimes the logic is just like, namaste. Align the chakras, get a little rose quartz crystal, take some probiotics, align the doshas, and just kind of take a breath, guys. Like, this, in my opinion, is a good thing. Is it potentially her saving her ass? Yes, very much potentially. But at the same time, she has yet to actually be charged criminally, or, it also could be part of the reason she's been quiet this entire time. I mean, I guess that's a bit of a stretch. Like, it's possible, but it's a bit of a stretch because some of the motions that her lawyers have filed haven't been amazing. That's where it's a little tougher. But like I said, I've broken that down with other lawyers in the past as to what her potential motives could be for some of the decisions that she's made legally and socially on the internet that kind of throws things up in the air. And again, all the pieces are still up in the air. I'm waiting for them all to fall, but this seems like a good thing. Is she being disloyal to Tom? Well, if he really did dupe her and he really did lie to her, then this seems like she would be doing the right thing, right? And then people are like, well, how is she testifying? What information does she have when she's claiming she didn't know anything? Well, maybe this ties in the whole divorce and the separation. As we know, you can't just get divorced overnight. You can't just move into a new apartment overnight. Like, that takes time to like find a place, sign a lease, signing a lease or looking for a place to rent is not an easy or quick process, especially here in Los Angeles. So that obviously took time. Filing her divorce obviously took time. Tom was, I'm sure, her main like lawyer or legal counsel. So I'm sure she had to find a good divorce attorney that was able to help her set everything up, and obviously a good publicist to make sure this dropped on election day. Like, this was thought out for a while, which means there is a good chance that she knew these things for the months or at least knew something in the months leading up to her separation from Tom, or from her filing for divorce from Tom, which is also, I don't know. We don't know how much she knew. Maybe she learned about it in January and started. Maybe she learned about it last year. Like, we don't really know what the timeline of everything is, and we're gonna have to wait to see it all play out on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if she testifies in court, that'll give us more insight into what the actual, like, we are less than a year into this scandal, so let's kind of just take a breath and take it one step at a time and see where it all goes. And when they lock her up, then there must have been good reason to lock her up, if that even ever happens. Now, so there's that whole thing with, so there's a good chance that maybe she did learn a couple of details, or maybe she really doesn't know anything, but she's like, this is a sign of good faith to show that I'm willing to help the investigation against Tom. I'm willing to, like, show my support for the people that were ripped off. Again, some of her other choices didn't seem to be having that same sort of humility, but it's possible that this could be a good thing to come. Not to defend her, but this could be a good sign. And maybe she is saving her own ass. I don't know. That's all in the realm of possibility. Now, she was spotted out the other day. So, what was it, last week or maybe the week before? We saw her out and she was, like, in her glasses and her hair was a hot mess and she was pumping gas and everybody, it was funny. We made a lot of really great memes and GIFs and fun stuff out of that. Now she's been spotted out again, and this time she looks a little more glammed up. It's not like full glam, but, like, she looks like her hair is actually, nicely combed today. She's wearing the same sunglasses, but she has, like, on a black sweater, like a pullover sweater. It's a GCDS sweater, and it says "always cool." Could that mean something? Could this be a Melania Trump jacket moment? Maybe. It does look like this photo is staged. The last one looks like it could have been potentially staged, or it really was just oh shoot, we caught Erika Jayne out in the open and she looks like a hot mess. There's Erika Jayne, let's snap these photos. Could have been either one. It's possible that I actually think that the other ones weren't staged, that they actually just happened to spot Erika out and were like, oh snap, we're going to snap a few photos of her. And she probably wasn't worried about not being, I mean, who gets glammed up to get gas? Like, it is possible that this was a PR setup to humanize her, to make her look, a little more like the average Joe. She's dressed down, she's pumping gas, whatever. It could have been, a whole PR stunt. That is definitely a possibility. Whether or not she wanted to be seen looking like that, I don't know. These new photos that we're seeing of her, where she is a little more glammed up, do feel a little more staged. And she's kind of like just walking down the street. And when you compare the last photos to these photos, it looks like you guys caught me looking like shit. So now I'm going to, like, fix myself up. So if I ever run into you guys again, wink, wink, I don't look like shit anymore. So it's not a terrible outfit. It's not super glam, but it's like, a regular Tuesday afternoon outfit here in Los Angeles. There is other speculation about the PPPs with Erika and Tom. So it's been reported that Tom filed for a PPP loan, which is the payment protection program, which when, everything got shut down and a lot of businesses had to close, they were able to file for these loans that were able to help them pay their employees. Tom Girardi applied for a PPP loan for $1.5 million. People are saying, oh, this shows that he definitely had money issues. Absolutely. It shows that he has money issues, but, like, that's nothing new. We've seen him we've now realized he's been taking out these really big loans for many years, and that's kind of how he's been funding this lavish lifestyle that he and Erika seemingly had. It wasn't necessarily money that he earned through commissions. It was loans that he was taking out because he had clients that he never paid, so he had to pay to sustain this lifestyle. And on top of that, he had to pay back clients that were then threatening to sue him. And so he was giving them little chunks here and there to kind of satiate them. but he still owed them all this money and was at some point going to have to pay back all of that money. I don't know how he ever thought he was going to get away with all this. Maybe he thought he was going to die. I don't know. I really don't know how he thought he was going to get away with it, or if he really believed that at some point he would hit another Aaron Brockovich moment and be able to pay them all back. But I feel like once you've gotten away with it so long, like let's say the scandal didn't blow up and he hit an Aaron Brockovich case and got the settlement tomorrow and won, what, $200 or $50 million. Let's say that's what he won in the case. That's still not fully enough to pay back everybody that you owe money to. And on top of that, like, you're really not going to get a commission. So then how are you even going to sustain your lifestyle? Like, the snowball just got way too big at this point, and I think he was in way too deep and there was no coming out of it. But anyway, so he applied for a $1.5 million loan, was approved. Erika Jayne also allegedly applied for a PPP loan. So all of this information is made public. I guess when you actually file, that's published somewhere, and so people have dug up the receipts. Girl Gangs was the one that dug up the Erika Jayne records, and so she has a new company. Obviously, EJ Global is under investigation, and I don't think she's even touching EJ Global at this point, because EJ Global is said to possibly owe $20 million to Tom's former clients. So she has a new bank, a new company that's not under investigation, which in the realm of business, like, it makes sense to then form another business when you have book residual or book royalties and housewives money and all of that stuff that's coming in, because at this point you're going to need to, put your money somewhere, especially because the money that's coming in now isn't money that came in from the 20 million. Like, the 20 million, I'm assuming, is gone. And it wasn't like a one chunk sum of 20 mil. It was like over the course of time. So her new company, Erika Records, Inc., filed for a loan for $498,000, which was said to be used for payroll, possibly for Glam Squad, possibly for assistants, possibly for legal lawyer fees, possibly for herself, most likely for her. Well, I don't know. Yeah, probably for herself. But like, she does have, like, EJ Global did have a team underneath her. She does have an assistant. She does have, even if this was just her and her assistant, it looks like it definitely had to have been more. Like, $498,000. I highly doubt an assistant or even two assistants is making that much money. I would guess maybe at best 80 or 90 grand for being like an assistant / COO, chief operating officer or something. I don't know. TBD. But so they've both taken out loans at this point, Erika and Tom. Whether or not they actually received those loans, also up in the air. Most likely possible that they did, but this then would go against Tom Girardi's claims that he didn't have the money in the bank. But at the same time, it's a PPP loan, so it's not a loan that he is supposed to be able to keep for his own lifestyle. It's the money that he's supposed to use to pay his employees at the law firm, because he took it out for Girardi Keese. So that money was supposed to cover salaries for people that were either laid off or had cut back hours or whatever the case may be. That's what those loans were designed for. So it is possible that that $1.5 million went to and he does have a lot of employees. It's possible that that money did go to them, and I don't believe he only had $15,000. It's possible because he racked up so much debt and owes so much money that the money really was just really running out, and he wasn't able to keep up with it, which is his own dumb spending, especially funding his wife and her music career and all of that. But I think it's very much still in the realm of possibility that the money is hidden somewhere, maybe safe deposit boxes, maybe an offshore account somewhere that has yet to be discovered. That's something Erika could testify, is like, oh, I do know that Tom had an offshore account that he mentioned for protection, or I know where the location of the safe deposit boxes are, or I know who you can talk to about this specific matter. Like, she can do that. I know she's able to actually know certain information that maybe not be fully incriminating, but like can maybe help put some of those pieces together. That could be part of the testimony. Who knows if she's actually going to end up testifying at all. But they did receive PPP, or they did apply, and they were approved for those loans. Probably took them And it's funny, Bronwyn from Real Housewives of Orange County also applied for a PPP loan, which is interesting because she wasn't laid off at that point. So why would you, and what business do you have? Well, I guess house managers, but like, wouldn't your husband apply for that? I don't know. But she allegedly applied for a $16,000 paycheck, which people are like, oh, but didn't she just get a facelift? Is that what paid for her facelift? Maybe. I don't know what she got a facelift. She got a facelift because she thought she was going to be back on Real Housewives of Orange County. And now she's like, holy shit, now I have to actually like work to pay for this paycheck or to pay for this facelift. I heard CVS is now hiring. All right. Thank you guys for joining #NoFilter with Zack Peter. That is me. I am Zack Peter. Please get my new Housewives Watching wine. It's a delicious rosé, 4 fun, 1 clean, crisp rosé, and 4 fun designs. We have I'm Ready to Mention It All for when you watch New York. I Stole Kim's Goddamn House. I'm Ready to Flip a Table. And Now Tell Me Who Gon' Check Me Boo, inspired by Atlanta. So please give it some love. Go to nofilterwine.com. Stock up today so that you have some in time for this weekend, which is 4th of July weekend. I hope you have a wonderful Independence Day. And even if you want to just order it so that you can take some fun photos to enter my giveaway, that's going to be coming up very soon. So get ready for that. You'll have your wine just in time to take some cute, fun pics. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack, or you can follow the show at No Filter with Zack. Please leave me more 5-star reviews because I love that validation. I will continue to give more shout outs. Slide into my DMs or tweet me or join our private Facebook group and weigh in there on whether or not you're going to be voting for Steve Lodge or you think that's a total joke. Thoughts on the Potomac taglines? Let me know. Love you guys. Mean it. Again, please support my rosé. Summer Rosé, nofilterwine.com. Love you guys. Mean it. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Ciao for now.